Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another edition of the Tuesday Night Flight, brought to you by the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a special show for you. We had some breaking sports news to hit you with early, and then after we do that, we're going to take you uh, through a little bit of a college preview, just the beginning of it, and we'll finish that up on Thursday. Uh, See if you think or what you think your Heisman favorites are, maybe some sleeper teams in college football, and then your team's win projection. After that, we're gonna hit a little MLB, then we're gonna call it a night. With that being said, I'm the Midnight Rider. That's the gentleman Jack, and that's the big guy KG. KG will be your host for tonight. KG, take it away.
Well, it's good to be back. Uh, First and foremost, how's everybody feeling?
Chilling, baby.
I'm good.
Got to start this thing off with a little bad news. Columnist Rick Snyder snide remarks on Twitter and YouTube. He used to always bring up a topic and then say, "Give me 2 minutes," and he would break it down for you in 2 minutes. Has passed away. A DC institution when it comes to the Commanders / Redskins, DC period. He was an institution. Just found out right before showtime that he passed away. I'm not sure if everybody's familiar with him, like I myself am, but yeah. So your thoughts, gentlemen?
I mean, he was a wealth of knowledge when it comes to DC and DC sports. He could tell you about anything, anywhere. Baseball, football, basketball didn't matter. He was a big historian on football. I think the one thing that it also shows is, I think a guy like him and a guy like Pete, they all have this wealth of knowledge, but it's something I guess they didn't have or something missing. And they mostly stayed as columnists and visitors on shows. They didn't have the opportunity to have their own shows or do their own productions. So you got a lot of him being a guest on the show for a couple of minutes, doing a segment, and then hopping out. I mean, he was a smart man, knew a lot. He will be missed because of that wealth of information. Jack, you got anything?
No, sir. Rest in peace, Rick Snyder. I don't know much about DC columnists. I don't get much DC stuff over my place. What I get, I have my favorites, and I don't know much about Rick Snyder. Rest in peace.
No problem. Yeah, he was he's one of those guys. I think it's like him and Tom Lavero, who kind of were institutions at the Times. I don't know if he was the Times or the Post, but I know they did a lot of stuff in print media early on.
Had to be the Times because I know a lot of writers for the Post. I don't remember him in the Post.
And then he kept doing the columnist thing as he got older. Word was, I think he had a stroke a couple weeks ago or a week ago, and that led to his untimely demise. I just read that off of Chick Hernandez's page before we got on. Go ahead, KJ.
When you talk about a wealth of knowledge, I'm all about the history of the game and the ins and outs. He has a book, and it's called 100 Things Commander Fans Should Do Before They Die. Should know and do before they die. And it was released a couple years ago. Go pick that up. Please go pick that up. He's been covering sports in DC since 1978. Man, it's just somebody that you watch on a regular basis on YouTube. And, give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. And you take that 2 minutes and you just roll with them. It's like, man, sad to see. And rest in peace to him, and condolences to his family, co-workers, and everybody, man. This is a tough pill to swallow, right? As we come into a show, so.
What he
You
get
get
charged with? He get charged with a crime or something? Is that what makes him interesting to be a reporter? I'm reading something about the Flint controversy. Do you guys know what that means?
under
No.
Rick Snyder. You might be looking under the wrong Rick Snyder.
Okay. Oh yeah. This is the governor. I just saw Washington Post. I don't know. I just tried to look a little bit up while y'all were talking,
No, that's all
so
good,
I'll
man.
continue to listen.
Go ahead,
Well,
KG. Because
this
that's
next topic, a little bit happier. I'm gonna let Midnight Rider handle it because I don't get
Man.
two drops of monkey. Go ahead.
well, nobody give two. I mean, this isn't about what we give about. It's this information, and the information that came out today that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift got engaged. Boom, the end.
Mhm.
Jack might have more on it because his daughter's probably a Swiftie. So he probably heard about it. He probably got the phone call and she told him about it.
Yeah, no, like I say, they still out of town, but I texted them and they're like, man, that's old news. I thought it was pretty breaking when I texted it to them, but they get shit, man, when it comes out of her mouth.
Right.
And I don't hate on them the way they follow Taylor Swift. I mean, sometimes it's like religion, but Taylor Swift's a good role model in my opinion. I'm not into her music, but the girls love it. And the word broke said Kelsey's guaranteed another ring. That's the way I told it to him. They didn't understand what I was talking about as far as a wedding ring. But yeah, no, it's cool. I think this is Travis' last year. I think this is going to be his last year because I mean, it seemed like he was contemplating it a couple of years ago, talking about it. So, in order for him, to have a successful career he's had, Super Bowl champion multiple times, and then now you're married to one of the world, you're engaged to one of the world's mega stars. So if I was him, dude, cha-ching, I'd just retire, cash in, and go live the good life, and be with your woman. So
I don't know. I don't think
let's
he's
see
gonna
if
do
that happens. I don't know, man.
I think he's gonna enjoy this podcast life and this. He might do an ESPN or NBC run like his brother. I don't think he's gonna want to be on the Tay-Tay tour doing background dancing.
Oh, nah, I'm not. Right. I'm just talking about retiring from the game of football, not broadcasting or podcasting or what we keep him involved in sports. Yeah. Nah, ain't no dude can do all that. I don't care.
Yeah, I think he's gonna stick to some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, then he read my mind.
Anthony checking in. He says, yo. And he said the people who are upset about Taylor are these beta male. I don't know if that's the case, man. I said it the other night. I mean, it's not for me because I really don't care for her music. Not my thing. She's not my cup of tea. That's okay because it's not for me. This ain't my league. This ain't my time. When I'm watching the game, I don't want to see them cut to her to see what she put on her hot dog. I mean, I really don't care because, well, let me rephrase that. If she put sauerkraut, ketchup, mustard, and relish on it, she's my kind of girl. That's cool. I'm good with that. But hold
on. Don't just drop that in here and not think we're going to talk about food for a second. Jack, your hot dog of choice. If you get a dog, what's going on your dog, Jack?
Mm-hmm.
No, what's going on your hot dog?
I got some mustard.
What kind of?
If you want to narrow me down like that, I gotta just say mustard. Cause I like chili cheese mustard. I like sauerkraut and mustard. Yes, I like kraut. I like kraut dogs. Mm-hmm. Wow, what's going on yours?
Well, first the buns got to be toasted. First and foremost.
Nah. Oh.
Then the onions got to be chopped and raw.
Oh yeah.
And then depending if it's a wheat bun, it's got to be brown mustard. If it's a regular bun, yeah, watch. Let your daughter come in with some sourdough hot dog buns. See what you do.
We ain't got none of them Jones, but I ain't eating no. I'll go one bun, real. Wheat buns suck, but I do eat wheat toast. But hot dog, you can't skimp on a hot dog. You gotta go all beef.
All right.
Can't skimp on a hot dog. Can't skimp. 3 things you don't skimp on: hot dog, peanut butter, and air conditioning.
Anthony clarifies his statement. He says, "No, I'm talking about the people who got upset that they were showing her way too much." Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I was getting to. I wasn't into that. From watching the Chiefs game, I don't want to see them cut to her because she's not the only famous wife. Do that when we show a Russell Wilson game. Cut to his wife in the crowd. Cut to Beyonce. Cut to everybody if you want to do that. But I don't watch the game for that, which is one of the reasons why I really don't watch. CBS did it more than anybody else.
But big guy, can I interrupt for 1 second?
Sure.
But you don't watch the game for that. But what if Chance the Rapper's on the sideline? You gonna peep that?
I really don't. I
what
like
if A-Rod's on the sideline? You gonna peep? Huh? Go ahead.
I don't want to see that. I want to see the game because when they do that, I'm missing a key portion of the game. I'm missing.
Play isn't even going on.
It is something going on. You know what's going on?
Play is not even going on.
It's something going on that I'm missing. I'm missing something. I'm missing a substitution. I'm missing something because I'm looking at something. I'm looking for something at a certain time, and it's certain things that I watch when I watch the game. I don't care what celebrity it is. Okay, yeah, they're here. Great. Hey, how you doing? Put it back on the game.
That was your guy. If that was your favorite rapper, you'd have been like, "That's what y'all looking to do." Look at that
Kendrick
old
Lamar, J. Cole,
wine.
Scarface, you name them. If they at the game, okay, hey, how you doing? Don't keep putting the camera on them. I don't need that.
Tickets. Whoop tickets.
I'm trying to see something.
Uh-oh.
Like I'm living and dying over here. I don't want to see Taylor Swift. I need such and such to give me some yards to win in fantasy. If I was a betting man, I need something to happen with my parlay, and I'm living and dying over here. If it's Commanders versus Chiefs,
if your parlay dies in those 3 seconds that they show Taylor Swift, your parlay didn't have
3 seconds. 3 seconds.
Okay, never mind. Let's get off of this because
KG ain't got no parlay. First of all, Midnight Rider, we both know that.
Well, you know that. I said if. I said if.
Go ahead.
And Keith said that correspondent checking, and he said in other Taylor news, Heineke was cut by the Chargers today.
Who did they keep?
I think he'll be picked back up.
Trey Lance was the main backup.
Yeah.
He and Heineke were fighting for the backup job.
Right.
So they
probably keep 3, wouldn't you think? Or 2 in the practice squad.
I think Heineke probably wound up on the practice squad.
Really? I think Heineke
can make
go somewhere else and see if he can get the backup job somewhere if there's one available. He can go to Cleveland because they like collecting quarterbacks. But they got 5, 6. No, they got 5 because they cut Huntley and they traded Pickett, so he down to 4.
No, they down to Cleveland down to 3.
But you still got Deshaun Watson in the building or around.
I didn't think you were counting him, so you got 4.
No, Anthony, a hot dog is not a sandwich.
Hot dog is not a sandwich. It's a hot dog.
It's on a bun. It's not on bread.
I'm like, well, no, it depends on where you live at, because in some places
make sandwich.
You gotta use that bread. You gotta take that hill.
No, if you running,
you gotta take that hill
of bread. Yeah, I've been there.
Let's not even get started on that. Commanders 53-man roster.
Hold on, let's get Anthony on the food segment, man. Let him get his favorite hot dog in. Let him get his favorite hot dog in before we move on, man.
What you putting on that hot dog, Anthony?
There you go. He says my favorite hot dog is
5 roast, jalapenos, pinto beans, and taco seasoned meat. Lord have mercy.
Taco seasoned meat.
Lord have mercy.
Like
you know where Anthony gonna be for about 15 minutes or so.
I'm going in for about 35
dropping some
minutes.
buddies off at the pool.
Woo, woo. Come in here. I don't smell bullshit all these years. My bad. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
All right, we did you guys did it on camera. I did mine via remote. 53-man roster has been done. It was done at 4:00 today. Midnight Rider, do you have your list?
I have my list. No, I started off strong. Dude, I killed this thing for 80% of it. Only thing that did me in was the defensive lineman.
Yeah. All right. So quickly, let's go through this. We're going to do a position by position, starting with the offense. Your 3 quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels, Marcus Mariota, and Josh Johnson. I got all 3 of those. Midnight Rider, what you do?
3 for 3.
All right. Sam Hartman was cut, probably be back on practice squad. Your running backs, Austin Eckler, Jeremy McNichols, Ja'Cory Bill Krosky Merritt, and Chris Rodriguez Jr.
4
for 4. Here's where I stumbled at. Your receivers are Terry, Noah Brown, Deebo Samuel, Luke McCaffrey, and Jalen Lane. So I had Terry, Deebo, McCaffrey, and those are the only 3 that I had. Everybody else was Brown and Brooks and Gallup all gone. So I was down 3 on that. Down 3. I'm sorry.
No, you were down 2. Brooks and Gallup.
You was on down 2?
No, you are down 2.
Oh, Noah Brown was still in. Shit. I'm sorry. I'm down 2. Bladensburg, man. Sorry.
No, it's all good. I'm 5 for 5.
All right. Offensive line. No, I'm sorry. Tight ends. Zach Ertz, John Bates, Ben Sinnott, and Colson Yankov. I got all 4 of those.
4 for 4.
All right. Now here's where it comes in at. Offensive linemen. They kept 9. I think I kept 7. So you have Laramie Tunsil, Brandon Coleman, Tyler Biadasz, Nick Allegretti, Andrew Wiley, Josh Connolly Jr., George Fant, Chris Paul, and Trent Scott. Only one that I didn't have was Trent Scott.
I missed one. Did they keep Dieter?
Nope.
You sure? Oh, yeah, that's my -1. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Well, technically, I guess I'm -2 because I didn't have Fant. So let's call it -2.
All right. So that's 2 to 3 on the offense. So I'm -3. Midnight Riders -2 for those that keeping score at home. All right, let's go to the defensive line. This is where I think I shined at. Deron Payne, Javon Kinlaw, Dietrich Wise Jr. I did not have him. Okay, are we counting?
Yes, if you don't have him, that's a -1.
Okay, that's a -1. I'll take that. Just want to make sure. Dorrance Armstrong, Jacob Martin, Johnny Newton. I got Newton. Jean Baptiste, Cleveland Farrell was gone, and Eddie Goldman. So I am just on D line alone. I'm -3. What you looking like?
-2 there. So right now I'm at -4.
All right, let's go to linebacker. You got Bobby Wagner, Frankie Louvu, Von Miller, Jordan McGee, Nick Bellore. I don't have him, so that's a -1 there. Kane Madrano, -2. And El Cajo. So, and I had 2 other players that I didn't have. So them shit -4.
So
Linebackers?
on linebackers, I missed one. Missed the most obvious one because I just didn't put him. I forgot him in my account.
All right. Special teams we already got. We got special teams all the way down the board. We got special teams, so that's 3 for 3. All right, let's do DBs. Start with the corners. Darn, can you pass my Gatorade over there? Marshawn Lattimore, Trey Amos, Mikey Sarenstein, Jonathan Jones. Oh, hell, just let me have it. Noah Igbenahi, who might be on a trading block. Are your corners? Your safeties are Quan Martin, Will Harris. That's another one. Jeremy Reeves, Percy Butler, and Tyler Owens.
I missed one. I missed Jones. Like, honestly, my list, if I should have just double checked it and done some maintenance, but yeah, I think I'm -6.
Okay. Now, if we went by just who you had on your list that didn't make it, not saying who you left off, go by who was on your list that didn't make it.
Oh shit, you do that. I got 1, 2, 3. That's it. No, yeah, I got 3.
Damn. This is what is this, year 4?
Yeah.
Midnight Rider has taken my championship again because we go by what we don't have. I'm 6 down. Midnight Rider's down 4, so that's your 53-man roster. I got to give you the pound there, brother.
No. If we go by,
don't leave me hanging. Don't leave the action.
I'm sorry. I used to do this on another show. I'm sorry. But no, say that one more time. If we go by what?
If we go by what you have on your list.
Okay, got you. All right, yeah.
That didn't get picked.
Yeah. Now we got to give, because I did a guest picker, Terrence Johnson from our group I'm in called the Command Center. It's a Redskins group. He goes by Manimal. He was actually -3. He only missed 3 players on the whole thing, so he would have won if we included him.
Well, hey, I got nothing to say about that.
Yes, sir. Good times, lady.
This is a solid team. I'm happy about it. Solid. I was shocked about Cleveland Farrell. That's one of the ones I was shocked about. So
go ahead, go to the rest of that. Come on, let's keep talking. Keep talking on that part.
Okay. Cleveland Farrell, I was shocked about. I was shocked about Gallup, but I don't think he ever really. What you say? He like that Luther curl that just didn't quite turn over. Right. Yeah. As far as tight end goes, Yankov got himself on that team with that catch in the final game. That's what put him on the team.
Nah, I disagree.
Really?
Yeah, I think he was already on the team. What you think, Jack?
You on mute?
You got to unmute yourself because I can't unmute you.
Thank you. I couldn't even see where mute was. Yeah, I was a little upset when I saw Cleveland Farrell get cut. And you guys both know he's got Clemson ties, but I thought he didn't do a bad job last year filling in, man. He's probably what, year 4? 3 or
Farrell?
4 in the
I
league.
think Farrell's I think he won. I want to say.
That long?
I want to say 7.
All right, I might go 5-ish. I don't think 7, but yeah. All right. I just thought he was somebody we could have kept. Other than that, no, everything else seemed to be what I thought it was. You guys enjoyed yourself playing general manager.
I think the only surprise, like I think I agree with y'all. Farrell was a surprise. I thought Day had a chance because I felt like they liked the Day, but I also think they know that. I mean, you can get Day on the practice squad and use him whatever the number of times you're allowed to pull somebody up from the practice squad without having to add him. And then if somebody gets hurt, he's the perfect fill-in, especially for one of the D tackles. The only place I'm really concerned is wide receiver. I like the 5, but I think they're going to bring a 6th in. So you guys start thinking about, because I think I should have titled this differently. I should have titled this the first 53. Because this is going to change by the time we get to this time next week. They're probably going to add. I mean, they shot Igbinoghene, and I'm thinking they were trying to get a receiver or something else out of that situation. So if they can get an experienced receiver that's somebody's 4th or 5th guy, I would have loved to see them actually get Michi, the kid that ended up in Philly. That would have been a good choice or a good spot, but that didn't happen. So just keep your eyes out because around this time last year is when we added Brown.
Okay. Anthony says, I'm not wishing injury on him, but who is your backup? Who is your backup in case Jaden Daniels gets hurt during the season? That'll be Marcus Mariota. Mariota came in relief of him last year and played very well. He came in relief and he came in and it was a blowout and played very well. So, yeah.
Well, he created the blowout because Jalen was out after that first drive against Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And don't feel bad. Knock on wood. If Jaden does get hurt, you still got Sam Hartman in the cupboard as your 3rd quarterback. So we still got 3 quarterbacks.
Huh?
On the shelf.
What?
Huh?
Man, Sam Hartman better be like the elf on the shelf, and you just move it around and don't tell nobody it exists.
Well, it's either that or Abercrombie and Fitch. Which one is gonna be?
Nah, you kept Jason. I mean Johnson.
Yeah.
But I think he's gone. I honestly believe that the second, and I almost want to throw up in my mouth a little bit when I'm about to say this, but Jeff Driscoll is probably going to end up back on his team as the 3rd quarterback. Because wherever he was, he got cut. And if you don't know how much I dislike Jeff Driscoll, it's okay. It's a lot.
Well, no, I think Josh Johnson said he wants to stay here. If he's not going somewhere where he's competing for a starting job, he said he wants to stay.
I just don't know if you comfortable with him as your 3. Because he didn't really give you much.
I'm not. Yeah, Josh, you got to give Josh Johnson his due, though, man. I mean, yeah, he's been a career backup, but I think this is like his 14th season. My man, he was down the road in Baltimore, right, guys? He was down there for quite a few years, I think. 3, 4?
Probably 2 or 3. And that's when he had the boat visit with your guy.
Then he was here with us, then he left, then he was back. So I mean, I don't want him starting the game for us or nothing. But
he's the equivalent of Tony Massenberg.
Correct.
Oh, KG, like he's thinking about something.
Because you said Tony Massenberg, and I won't allow you to disrespect. Now I'm playing. That's my guy, though. Appreciate that, Vic. Coach Devon checking in. Let's go. And they like Yankov. He said, I'm surprised they only kept 5 receivers.
I think, like I said, I think 5 is the number now. I think they're going to get to 6. I think the 6 is going to be somebody like off of another team. I wouldn't mind them. And this is all personal reasons, because if you were here the last couple of years, you know I love me some River Craycraft. So I'd love to see him get a chance. But go ahead, Jack.
Did Washington list McCaffrey as a wide receiver or a tight end?
He's just as a wide receiver.
Okay. I know he plays the slot, and sometimes he could line up in a double tight end set, but all right.
I didn't understand why people are acting surprised that he's even the fifth. He's one of your only receivers that plays teams.
Exactly.
He's on kick coverage. I don't know if he's on punt, but he's on return and kick coverage. And then when you put him in the running game, he does block. So I don't understand that piece. I understand he hasn't given you the yards or the touchdown receptions, but I think he's an invaluable guy that what you're gonna get from because you got to replace. I can't believe I'm saying this way, but you got to replace whatever you got from Zacchaeus or whatever you got from De'Ami Brown, and that's got to come from these two guys at the bottom of your roster, and even Crowder for if we're going to talk about it and be about it. You know, those three players that you didn't really expect much from at the beginning of the season that kind of gave you some numbers and gave you some explosive plays, and you got to replace that. And I think those opportunities are going to be there. I don't know if Luke is the guy, but he should be the guy.
Dude,
everybody keeps saying he gain weight.
Yeah. Did you guys mention that you're going to say who you expect a breakout from on this segment?
We can go there.
No, I was just going to say, I think that it's going to be McCaffrey. I think McCaffrey's going to step up this year.
Oh, Jack been sipping the Kool-Aid with me. Oh.
Well, no. If you consider sipping Kool-Aid, betting he scores a touchdown all 17 games last year, then nah, that's not the Kool-Aid I'm sipping, bro.
You know what I'm talking about.
Your boy got tackled on like 3-yard line every time, and he could not get in that end zone enough. But
dog, it was crazy, man.
I think he's got a year of NFL game time under his belt, and like everybody knows, man. He's a pedigree. He's got bloodlines. I'm sure they went back to McCaffrey camp and worked and put in work. And his big brother showed him. His daddy showed him. His uncle showed him. His grandmammy showed him. I think McCaffrey is going to be all in. Last year, rookie year, it's hard to be all in. But now you know what time it is. Same coach, almost same squad. McCaffrey's going to be dialed in, man. I expect to see him possibly move up to be number 3 receiver.
All right, then who's your possible KG? Who's your breakout? Because mine is McCaffrey as well. And this is just offense. Let's keep it offense, and then let's go back and do defense.
I think Yankoff will be a breakout.
I think that one time.
I think it's gonna be Yankoff. I think he's gonna be your breakout. He's gonna be the one that jumps over everybody. So when Ertz finally hangs it up, he's gonna be able to the one that takes all. He's gonna be Linus. He's gonna be Linus's blanket for JD. He gonna be that safety blanket. That's big shoes to fill, but. And BJ,
I was gonna say something, but
you got one QB. I need that explanation on that.
He's saying that JD5 is all we got.
Well, we got QBs. True. We got talent. It may not be the same level. We got talent. And Coach said if we are down to the 3rd QB, the season is over anyway. I can't say that, but okay. I'm not going to say that. If we're down to the 3rd QB, you still got to rally the troops. So.
All right, so let's go defense. Defensive breakout player. Does anybody have a suggestion or a nomination?
Eddie Goldman.
I can't drink the Kool-Aid twice, Midnight Rider. Don't let me do it. You said Goldman?
Yeah, he said Goldman.
I like Mikey. Mikey's had a hell of a camp.
I think I'm gonna go with the Rook. I'm gonna go with Amos. Because for me, I feel like Mikey showed you enough last year when he went outside during his rookie season to play, and he actually held himself accountable very well. So in my mind, or in my situation, I think Mikey broke out towards the end of last season by being able to give you outside corner moments. He also, I think, he actually led the team in interceptions.
2 or 3?
I know he got one against Baltimore. He got the strip fumble against Tennessee. He had another INT later, and then he had like 2 INTs against Detroit. I don't count your regular season numbers, but I think he had either 2 or 3 in his picks.
Right. I honestly think the ability he has, he could end up with 6 or 8. And that's what I think is going to be a difference. We need to be a turnover team. Yeah.
I like that.
I really do. I think he can get a big number of picks this year. But that's all a lot of that's going to rely on a good pass rush because, corners can't check them all night long. So a good pass rush creates interceptions.
All night long. All night.
No, let me explain why I say Goldman. For those of you that are uninitiated and you haven't been here long, Eddie Goldman, local kid out of Friendship, went to Florida State, won a national championship. His dad is one of the reasons why I'm able to sit in this chair and talk the way that I talk. He was one of my sports mentors over 20 years ago. Coming into my own as a young adult, him and the Professor Lucky used to just throw trivia at him. And I never could stump these guys. Never could stump them. And I would go home and read every trivia book I had to try to stump them and find stuff from years ago, and I couldn't stump them. If I made an argument and it didn't sound right, the first thing they would say to me is, cut the shit. You know that ain't right. They would get on my case. So I'm a big fan because I know the type of home life he had. And I'm a big fan, and I've been a big fan since he was in high school. So I want to see him break out. He retired for a little bit, came back, and I want to see him break out and do something big while he's here at home. So that's why I said Eddie Goldman.
Well, you know who I would honestly like to see break out, but I don't think it's going to happen this season. It's Johnny Newton on the line. I would love him to step up and be what we needed Payne and Allen to be, but I think it's going to take another year for him to get where we need him to be. But I think if he could, that would stop the run, and I think run defense is our weakness right now.
I don't think he's going to be your run stuffer. I think he's going to be your pass rusher.
Yeah,
and I think he's going to get you a couple sacks this year. I'm not going to blue magic anything, but I think he can get you about 6 or 7 sacks this year because the feet are actually good. It's hard when you have 2 foot surgeries to get that explosiveness back, and I think he's a year away from it. So I think that's where we get the makeup for what was for last year.
Couple comments real quick. Coach Powell said, it is KG. Be real, brother. If you prepare, you're a coach. You got to prepare your 1 and your 3 and your 2 the same way. Every week they got to get those reps because you never know when it's next man up. When it's next man up, you got to be able to step in. You got to prepare. You know this because I'm sure you do it too. You prepare everybody the same way. You get everybody the reps. This is what I talked about with a couple of different players here in DC. If you don't give a quarterback those reps, even if it's only he getting 2-3% of the reps with the ones, you still got to prepare. You got to know his strengths and the weaknesses. I'm not giving up on the season because I'm playing my 3rd quarterback. When we did that a few years ago, hell, we was only a game out of the playoffs. So
I'm kind of on Devon's side. Devon, KG, he on that Chiba and shit. That's the only reason he's talking like he's talking.
I like this one. Kinlaw would be the surprise of the season.
I hope so.
I mean, the way he looked, yeah.
And he said, but in the NFL, they don't get reps.
Yeah, your third quarterback doesn't get reps. It's you're preparing the 1 and the 2.
Right.
That's
But
why
now
most teams.
You actually have some coaches that actually let the 3 run with the 1s sometimes. Certain weeks, they get reps with the 1s. You have coaches that do it because I remember Jack's eyes are gonna roll up so hard they're gonna wind up in the kitchen. But I remember when Jay Gruden was here, everybody was complaining that he wasn't giving Dwayne Haskins 1 reps when he should be. And
they
it was
rolled.
like he's never going to be ready if you never give him 1 reps. You got to give him first team reps sometimes, to get him prepared. He wouldn't do it.
Hold up, I gotta go get my eyes.
But this is what I'm saying. You got coaches that do it,
and I think it might happen every now and then, but in an NFL practice, you don't have enough time to get them those reps. That's why a lot of those reps they get are the scout team reps and not the 1s reps. But we're not going to die on this hill today.
Not today. And the boss BJ said, if you get the QB2, the season's over. You can't even say that, B. As a Buffalo Bills fan, you can't say that. Because how many times has Kelly went down and Frank Wright stepped in and y'all still won the game and had a successful season? Stop it. Don't do that.
Well, I tell you, boy, if we have a game show, because right before you even said that, I knew where you was going. Oh, my God. Boy,
how many times did Warren Moon go down and Cody Carlson had to come in?
Oh, boy, oh, boy.
Chris Chandler. Like, come on now. The correspondent checking in again. He says the 3 runs the scout team. Yeah, but sometimes you got to give them 1 reps. But Midnight Rider said we can't die on this hill, so.
I refuse.
This is great here. Terry McLaurin bust through the door and said, here I am, baby. Signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. $96 million. Took too long for me, but damn it happened. Let's take it. Let's run with it. Let's go. I'm okay with this. Are you gentlemen upset? Not enough money. What's that? That's actually 32 million over the next 2 seasons.
3. It's
3 over the next 3 seasons.
It actually breaks down into a 4-year deal with whatever he's making this year added on to the 96. So it becomes like 1 something and some change. I'm a little leery because it's funny that the only thing that came out is the $30 million signing bonus. So I wonder where some of these other guarantees are. And I think maybe they gave him some money up front. So that way he take a little bit less on the back end and they make the deal happen. And maybe they give him some, like we talk about, those achievable guarantee incentives that KG likes to bring in. Maybe some of those things are in this deal to make it happen. So that way it can still look like 32 million per year, but it may not be 32 million per year when we get down to the bone gristle. He's seeking, never mind.
Jack?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's about probably a week and a half later than I thought it was going to happen, but it's right at the number I thought it was going to happen. So I don't see nothing wrong with this signing.
You don't see nothing wrong?
Other signings, I don't see nothing wrong with that signing. Let's play football. Let's play football. Not a thing. But some other signings didn't make any sense to me. When y'all want to talk about them, we can.
Well, let's jump into that because we got notable cuts and notable signings. Correspondent said, gotta wait for the fine print on the Terry contract before we get too far ahead of ourselves.
True.
I'm just happy he signed. That's all I'm worried about. Let's do notable cuts and notable signings. What's a signing that didn't make too much sense to you, Jack?
Didn't the Bengals tighten up Hendrickson?
Yeah, they tightened up on a 1-year deal. I think they gave him the caveat of not being able. Basically, what they did was they gave him a $14 million raise. It's still a 1-year deal, and then he has the option to be a free agent at the end of the season. I I think
Oh,
they
so
did
this
guarantee- I think they
is
did
added on to this year's deal, Midnight Rider?
no,
Or is
no.
it an extension?
No, it's no extension. It's just this year's deal.
Oh,
Yeah, there's no
I
extension. It's
thought, I
just
thought. Okay, but I thought it was a 1 year extension. I'm like, what the hell's the sense in that? End of this year, he's going to do the same thing. Okay.
no. So if you remember, I think it was 2 years ago when, or maybe it was last year when Chris Jones from the Chiefs held out, didn't get paid. It was probably 2 years ago because he got paid last year. He missed the first game of the season, and basically all they did was to get him into camp, get him signed. Is they reworked the 1 year deal or the deal he was playing on, gave him some guarantees, gave him some money. That made it look good for them for holding out the whole time or holding in, and then they turned around and then signed him the next season. And that's kind of what Hendrickson got. Is
So
they just put a Band-Aid on it, and then they'll do with the boom again next year.
they're just. I mean, next year he can buy right leave. There's no strings attached next year. So Cincinnati's trying to put all their eggs in one basket and hope they win it all this year and willing to let them go next year. I think they took the silly route there, in my opinion. But
I mean, you got to think about, you're talking about the cheap franchise where I think the whole goal is you get them in, you get the 1 year out of them, and then you go out and draft his replacement the next season. And instead of you paying some 33-year-old guy 30 plus million, you're playing some rookie kid, whatever the scale is, for the position he was drafted in. And maybe you're paying two kids, whatever their draft slot is, to play defensive end for you, because you pick defensive ends maybe the first and the third round, something like that.
Okay.
But it's gonna be interesting. Any other cuts? I saw we had the Heineke cut. I mean, again, besides the people that love Heineke in this area, and swear by him, I don't see it. But hey, if you want to waste your time and down the hill of a weak arm quarterback, go ahead and knock yourself out.
Let me explain something to you, Midnight Rider. You got to understand where that comes from. We, as Redskin, as Commander, as football team fans, we attach ourselves to the underdog, especially when it comes to quarterbacks. If you had to name a quarterback in the history of the game that you've watched with your own two eyes, the most obscure quarterback that you fell in love with, it probably wouldn't be on anybody else's list, but he's on your list. Who would it be that played for the Washington franchise? Who would it be?
Hey, again,
I mean, my guy wouldn't be obscure because it's Stan Humphries. That's one of the few guys I fell in love with. I mean, I thought Stan was better than Mark, but I mean, there were issues on the backside between him and Joe. So, that's probably, yeah, I think that's might be the only one I really wanted to die on the hill for.
Okay.
I think I appreciated Rex because Rex just gave everybody a chance, whether it was your team or his team.
I always thought Rex was 10 years too late, but
I mean, Rex was like me. I figure if the ball don't hit the ground, it's completion.
For me, I'm gonna wrap this back in to show you, Jack. Who's your out of the most obscure Washington quarterback that you fell in love with? That may not have been the greatest, but that you saw and you fell in love with.
shit. Oh Lord, this is gonna get y'all, man. I think it was Babe Laufenberger.
I knew it. I'm telling you right now, if we
Did anybody else say that? Anybody
No,
else
we
said
go on
that?
a game show. I'm telling you now, we go on a game show. They say name your co-host or know your co-host. I'm killing them because the whole time I'm sitting here,
Only reason I remember his football card, and this is back when I'd keep my cards in like wide receiver pile. Position piles. And my dad's guys be playing poker, and I come and throw a stack, and they're like, "Name all your wide receivers. Who's a wide receiver for this? Who's a wide?" And I just remember that the quarterback game got so easy, they started asking me to name backups, and Dave Rothenberg was backup at that time. And the name was kind of crazy.
The correspondent said Trent Green.
That's a good call. And
That's a great call. And
that ends badly because if this team has an owner in that offseason, he never goes to Kansas City.
No, he never goes to the Rams.
No, he never goes to Kansas City.
He went to the Rams first.
Right, you're right.
Rams first. For me, I mean, it's obvious. In Gus, we trust. Gus Frerotte.
Only reason I don't think he's obscure is
longevity.
He was a 7th rounder, but it was just he was the better quarterback. It was obvious.
7th rounder and played way better. Played way better than the highly. I didn't like Heath Shuler anyway.
You wear a 20 number and play quarterback. I'm not drafting
you. But right? I'm gonna tell you what endeared me to Gus Frerotte for life. When his wife was pregnant and she went into labor, I think she was at the game and went into labor at Jack Kent Cooke Stadium at the time, and they had their first child at PG Hospital. I said that endeared me because, like, yo, you're tied to the area for life. Your baby was born at PG, bro. You know how many babies were born at PG? You know how many local babies were born there? I'm right there with you, Jack. You know, I was honored that my daughter was born there. Like, I'm good with that.
I wouldn't want
Stacey checking in. How you doing, Stacey? Glad you can join us tonight. But that's what, and to tie back into Taylor Heinicke, that's what this new generation feels about Taylor Heinicke. You got that quarterback that you're willing to die on the hill for. You're willing to do whatever for, because that's your guy. And in a moment in time, whether it was the dive at the goal line, just the Heinicke, all of that. It was just that. And it endeared him to you.
It endeared them to people. I get that. But I'm sorry. You know, I mean, all right. We know what think about it. What's my things that I like about my quarterbacks? Number 1, strong arm. That's it. I don't even go no further. He's not on my team. That's the reason I don't like Hartman. Hartman can't throw that out to the other sideline. And like I told this dude when we was playing flag ball one day, we was on Yorktown Field, and he kept trying to run outs, and I was on the left hash. I'm like, bruh, if I can throw from left hash to the right sideline, I wouldn't be here talking with you and hanging with you. So you better run some slants, dog. All right, let's get back on track. Let's get to the college football before we get out of here.
Stacey said she was born at PG too.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was.
All right. Little college football preview. Hit me off.
I don't know what you want. You gotta talk to me.
Hold on.
Talk to us.
We did our AP.
Did our AP?
We did that, and nobody really agreed with it. But I want to hear your Heisman favorites. Let me know who's your favorite to win the coveted Heisman Trophy.
Well, I'm gonna tell you 2 people I don't think are going to win it, and it's not because of their play. It's going to be because of their quarterback situation. And I think it's Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams, 2 of the best receivers in the country. I think the problem they're going to have is Mr. Sayin and I forgot the Alabama quarterback's name just now. I think it's Simpson. I think they're going to struggle as quarterbacks, and it's going to affect the offense. I think Alabama's going to win ball games more so because their defense holds everybody down. And I think it's going to be the same thing for Iowa State. I know they're replacing their whole defensive line, but I think it's going to be hard for those 2 guys to win the Heisman. Plus, they don't have that return element that, like, the Tim Browns, even the Charles Woodson's, and even Peter Ward. You know, they don't have that element in their game, and I think that's the reason they won't win the Heisman. So I'll start there before I give you my favorites. What you got, Jack?
I think the Heisman this year is going to be a quarterback and not a running back. I tell you, I know you guys ain't giving them no love, but
Go ahead and say it.
Cade Klubnik's going to unload this year. There's another boy from a team lower down on the top 25, and that's Rocco Beck at Iowa State. Not many people even speaking his name. I like the boy at LSU too, Niedermeyer, I think it is.
Nussmeier.
Yeah. I'm a dope. Cade Klubnik and Nussmeier, and watch out for Rocco Beck to climb that ladder.
If I got to pick in that regard, I think I really don't. I'm not gonna say I don't believe in Arch, but I think Arch is gonna have a long way to go. I personally think if there is a running back, the only running back that's gonna make it happen is the kid Love from Notre Dame, because he's gonna have to carry the team. Because I don't know what CJ Carr and if they have to go to the backup, I just don't know what that offense is gonna look like. It's almost kind of like the same way I feel about Smith and Williams. I think Lenore Sellers, the South Carolina quarterback, because he's a dual threat, because he's electric, I think he can get there. And especially if they can get to about 10 wins, I think he's right in the mix of that, because it's got to go through him for them to get there. So I'd say Sellers, Nussmeier. You went dark rogue on a quarterback. If you're gonna go dark rogue on a quarterback, I think
it's gonna be. Somebody's gonna be a surprise, right?
If you can find me the quarterback from Indiana, because last year's quarterback was good, and I think this year's quarterback is replacing him. I think his name is like Francisco, or I forgot his name. But I think the Indiana quarterback has a chance just based on the style of that offense. And then that coach loves to bring in transfers. So he's not going to have a young receiving core. He's going to have some guys with some experience. So I think that'd be my dark horse.
Are you talking Fernando Mendoza?
Yes, that's right. Mendoza. There we go.
Yeah, and I've heard some stuff about him too.
That's my dark horse. And when I say dark horse, I'm talking about like Wesley Snipes, dark horse. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking Michael Blackston, dark horse.
Hey, don't sleep on Coach Sig, boy. Don't sleep on Coach Sig.
No, that was our guy last year.
Well, I'm gonna go with a name that was already mentioned, but it was my pick off the break, and that's Jeremiah Love, because I don't know what this offense is going to look like. So it's going to have to ride on his shoulders. Mm-hmm. And if he stays healthy, long as we don't have a repeat of 1990, I'm okay.
Don't they got running back by committee over there at Notre Dame? Don't they got 2,000-yard rushers?
Well, what was my guy name? One of them graduated.
Yeah, I think the other guy is gone. So you got a couple young kids fighting for minutes to run in this.
Teams that run an offense like that make it difficult for a running back to get the Heisman because they're not getting all the touches.
Kedron Young.
Yeah, that was your guy.
And Jadarian Price. Those are your three running backs.
I'm sorry.
What?
There's a quarterback I missed, and that's the kid from Florida. But the only reason I didn't bring him up is because I think Florida's defense is going to let them down. But Lagaway, they got a class of receivers in there that's going to make that offense explosive. And this might be taking you back to the Spurrier days where Florida's just going to try to outscore everybody. That's another team that's another guy that I think, because of his numbers, he could be up there and in the hunt.
Yeah, definitely. I think the offense is going to be jumping in the swamp. I think they're going to have some old ball coach pitch and catch stuff going on.
Yeah,
I agree. I forgot about that QB2, Logaway or something like that.
You do know why the Steve Spurrier and Florida teams were so successful, right?
No.
It was the offense that they were running. They were running a actual. Everybody said, "Oh, it's a pro style offense." No, they were actually running a pro offense, and it was so at the time so much more advanced than everybody else's. That's why they were able to do the things that they were able to do. This is why a lot of people thought Danny Wolf, Shane Matthews, all those guys are going to be so much better because they were already playing in pro style offenses that were actually pro offenses. Now, mentally, yeah, but they just didn't have the skill to take it to the next level.
I kind of want to respectfully disagree with this.
Okay.
But I'm going to let you keep going.
But I mean, that's it. Coach Powell said, "Hey, Jack, I watched Bladensburg scrimmage tonight. They only had 14 players.
Coach. That's better than what I heard was going to happen to the season a couple months ago. 14 players, that's not good. That's not safe. I don't know how they're going to let them run a season.
You can't let them run a season with 14.
Things are so screwed up over there right now between the athletic programs and the
administration,
the alumni, and the lack of boosters. That program just has nothing coming in to help those kids. In which, programs over at my high school and Severna Park High School, Arundel, even some of our coaches, Leonardtown High School, they all got a backing alumni association to work along with a very supportive boosters association. And everybody's like, oh, alumni boosters, same thing. It's not. Alumni is people that used to go to school. Boosters are parents of the current players. So they're up there working snack bar, doing car washes, having bake sales. I mean, until these people realize that they need to work together, Bladensburg's not going to – it's terrible, man, because I'm blue in the face trying to tell people how to do it. They want me to come be on the board and all that. I got too many other things going on right now to be on another board. So I wish that they would just listen to me over there, Blade. And they're trying to take big steps instead of baby steps. This is not going to be fixed this year. Let's have it in place for next fall. But they want it yesterday. They don't want to wait till next fall. So, thanks, Coach, for the update. I've been wondering. Everybody kept telling me, yeah, we got a team, but it don't sound like it to me, bro.
You also got to remember that we're in a right now age. Everything has to happen right now. Everything has to happen.
But it's people of our age, kind of, and that's not normal for 40 to 50-year-olds. That's something that the 20 and 30-year-olds do. Yeah, it's going to happen right now, just now. But they're not, KG. And, every time I come in with some either some criticism or some advice, they're like, well, you run it. Come on, you run it. I done told you day one. I'm not here to run it. I will be an advisor. I've run successful programs, one for 10 years, one for 15. So it's not, and my mother ran the one we grew up in. So it's not like I'm not the right guy for the advisor job, but you guys got to get boots on the ground. Then they put out board positions. It must have been 15 board positions, guys. Now, all you need to start is a president, vice president, secretary, treasurer. 4 people. 4 people. Just get started. So if anybody in the Blade crew out there is listening to me, man, I'm not hating on you. You got to take baby steps, man. Start a small committee first. 4 people, 3 or 4 people. Then you grow and you snowball and you snowball. And then the kids start to benefit. It's not that the county or the state is giving Blade less money. It's that less money is being
given to the program,
manufactured by the organizations that should be in place for these kids. through their home school. All these other schools aren't getting all that money from the state or the county. They're raising it. Bladensburg has not, I bet they ain't never had a fundraiser since we was there. It's bad shape over at that school, guys. And like we was talking with Coach Woodring the other day, he's at Northwestern. He's in the same situation. And as we all three know, that area is a whole mixing bowl of people now. It's a different geographics, but still, and not, they say they didn't have enough football players to field a team back in 2021 because a bunch of Venezuelan, Guatemalan people that never played the game, but they play soccer. So why aren't these soccer teams any good then? Shit, they just aren't getting enough support to make any of their programs good at these schools. Some of them in PG County.
And coach said we only get $3,500 for football.
Right,
$3,500.
Right. But you got boosters and you got alumni association helping you, and the team does fundraising, Coach. I'm pretty 100% that's what you do. Them snappy uniforms y'all got.
Well, let's go ahead and put a pin in college football, and we got to come back on Thursday.
Did you have anybody else besides Love?
No, because that's all that matters.
Because Love won't make you wait. I got you.
Love makes the world go round.
That's it.
I won't stop till I see the morning sun creep through your window pane.
I knew they had it.
Love won't let me wait. Since we on that, Major Harrison Luther.
No, I'm not getting to this with you tonight. Not this. Not an hour and 7 into the show. I'm not getting into this.
Y'all talking about?
Coach said we do have a booster and we have fundraiser. And see, you gotta look at successful programs and see how they do things, and then you gotta say, all right, we gotta copy that.
Well, I know how programs do things, and I've told them till I was blue in the face, and they're pushing a Hall of Fame committee now. You're pushing a Hall of Fame induction committee, and you ain't even got enough kids to play football. They're climbing the wrong hills, KG. If you ever get a chance, it's a new page they made. Bladensburg High School Athletic Association. That's because they got mad because Dash wouldn't put their post up 5 times a day. And I think Dash is right for not doing it. I mean, one post this week, one post next week. What's wrong with that? They were trying to flood it. And Dash
we don't even have. Okay, let me not even get into that.
Yeah, let's stop.
This is why a lot of alumni don't come back to support the school.
Can we? No. What y'all should do is, I don't know what coach's schedule is like, but we need to have this conversation on pretenders and contenders, so we can talk through the whole thing of fundraising and money and how these programs don't have it. And maybe we get a segment with you, Jack, and you talk about the Blade experience, and then Coach goes somewhere else with another segment. But I think that's something that we need to touch on. We keep trying to touch on the NIL stuff, but we got to touch on some of these programs just not being helped by the alumni, or by a productive alumni. So that should be something we look into. And Coach Powell said that's Cornell pushing it.
That is. Coach, just a quick answer. Is Cornell the same as Coach O? Is it Cornell Overton?
All right. Let's see. What else we got? Before you gonna wrap this shit up?
Or we can do this quick MLB stuff.
Let's wrap, and let's Jack. All right, so let's wrap. But before we wrap, I got a couple things I want to talk about. Since we're in the wrap that shit up part. First and foremost, no, he said no.
I know.
First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to this cat named Randy. Is Randy the guinea pig? Randy the guinea pig found himself into a guinea pig fertility clinic and knocked up all 100 of the guinea pigs that are in there. So I want to give him a special shout out for making that work do its thing, baby.
He's stupid.
Hey man, he got 100. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't have to give him the Bill Cosby. He just got it, I guess.
Yeah.
Randy out here working day and night. Ooh, my honey. You know I be setting you up, Doug. I'm sorry.
I know what you're talking about.
What else? Hold on. Is it Rick Snyder, Randy the guinea pig? We talking about the Taylor Swift thing. I think I'm good. I think I whatever else I got, I'll carry over to Thursday.
All right. Well, for those of you that tuned in Sunday to Williamsport, PA, in the Little League World Series Championship, Chinese Taipei was just too much for Nevada. They showed their dominance throughout the tournament. Chinese Taipei did. Pitching was just too much. They had 5 arms. So 7-0, Chinese Taipei shuts out a strong Nevada team and takes home another championship for the international side. Until next August, thank you, Williamsport.
Yeah, no, that was a great tournament, a great event. Every year, I mean, it gets better every year, and I think the coverage gets better every year. And you said something the other day, but about the regionals, but I think Jack, the regionals been shown for a minute. I just think if you're not paying attention to like the ESPN2s and the Ochos of the world,
yeah, because much I don't feel.
Huh?
I don't feel they showed it as much. I feel they used to show maybe the regional championships.
Maybe that was it. Okay.
It was usually a week and a half. It was probably because the regionals were June, early July, and then they gave them a couple of weeks to get ready to travel to Williamsport. So they've been playing ball all summer, and some of these boys, it's something they're never going to forget. Some of these boys, it might be the most thrilling moment they have in sports. Some, as in the past, may make it to the show. So, I always look forward to seeing who that next MLB guy was that I watched play in Williamsport.
And when we get a chance, Jack, let's reach out to either Daniels or Miss Washington and see what we got coming up in the PVA. Because I know they have something either this week or next week. I know we're not involved in it, but let's just say whatever the event is, give people the opportunity. If they want to go, they want to see some young gentlemen boxing. Also saw our guy, I want to say his name was Q Harvey. I saw him on one of the local news stations. That's the Olympian.
Jamal Harvey.
Jamal Harvey? Okay. I mess his name up every time. I messed his name up before the interview and just had him introduce himself.
Yeah, he tore him up in Orlando last weekend. First round knockout.
I was going to say, that's what I wanted to. There you go. See? Know your co-host.
And then I've gotten put in contact with another boxing gentleman. I just remember the last name is Williams. Okay. He's with the DC Golden Gloves. So I hit up our guy, Daryl Davis. I'm like, what's up? Blah, blah, Mr. Williams? And he was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, all right. So we're gonna be expanding into the boxing world a little bit. That'll be fun. But we're always going to follow PVA boxing. They've been good to us, and I think that's going to be a great relationship for many years.
KG?
Well, my wrap it up is shout out to Kyle Riley. Him and Mickey Mantle are the only 2 switch hitters with 50 home runs. So,
okay,
elite company. with arguably one of the greatest baseball players of all time.
Teddy Baseball.
And being in that club of 50 home runs. Elite company, baby. So shout out to him.
I saw something today. They said Cal Raleigh was batting 206 from the right side last year.
Yeah.
Apparently he did all this work in the cage in the off season, is what they're saying. I pray it's legit, man. I hate to see a story like this one come out being tainted.
Hard work pays off.
And I swear by it, and I promise it to my kids. I promise hard work pays off. But like I say, today's world, I don't think many MLB players would be stupid enough to mess with PEDs anymore. What?
Huh?
We still see it. Performance enhancing drugs.
I know what you're talking about. What you mean you don't think they mess with it anymore? Some
of the younger that might be on their last limb guys are getting caught pumping to them in the minors, but you haven't heard of who's been a big name lately in the majors this guy.
You're not gonna hear big name. You're not gonna hear big name.
Say it one more time, KG.
You're not gonna hear a big name.
That's right.
Because you don't want to tarnish the game. I mean, come on now. The greatest summer that baseball has ever had in the last 30 years is tarnished. Summer of 98 was like the greatest summer of baseball.
You talking McGuire Sosa?
Yeah. And it was tarnished.
I don't know, man. You can't tarnish something that you allowed to happen.
Exactly. Because it wasn't no banned substance. Andro was not banned at the time. It was banned the following season. Or the season and a half after. So don't get me started on that. Anyway, let's get up out of here. That's the Gentleman Jack. That's the Midnight Rider. I'm the big guy, KG. Jack, what y'all got for tomorrow in the passenger seat?
Oh, yeah.
Well, before Jack's looking for his list, last night.
Tomorrow we're gonna dive down south. And we're gonna talk to the head football coach at John Paul II Catholic High School in North Carolina. Mr. Sean Murphy will join us in the passenger seat tomorrow. And last night, as you saw in the advertisements, we had our guy that beat Michael Jordan in the passenger seat last night. Great interview with me and Midnight Rider. Check out our guy, Dan Golf, in the passenger seat. Right now, you can find it on YouTube. And we have some glitch, but I will have it up on Facebook as soon as I can.
All right. What you got, Midnight Rider?
Oh no, that's it. That's the whole kicking caboodle, man. Last night I learned about I'm not gonna say I thought they said something about slots or sluts or slut travels or whatever, trolleys. I don't know what I was listening to yesterday at a certain point. At a certain point, I was just like, all right, just go ahead and help me out. So if you look at the interview tomorrow and you see a big confused face on the Midnight Rider, yeah, I wasn't following all of that. I didn't know. So that's why I had to ask them some dumb questions. But yeah, we good to go, baby.
No dumb questions.
And Dan was great, even though he went to DeMatha. It was entertaining. It was a fun time. I think Jeff Ricker was in there a couple times. So I just say that, I applaud the guys that we interact with because they support us on multiple levels. Like today we had Anthony. I didn't look at the comments. I'm sorry. I don't want to miss Coach Devon, BJ, of course. But,
Casey in there. The correspondent was in with us today.
Oh, correspondent, give me a holler if you still in here. Hit me on WhatsApp.
All right. So, for the Gentleman Jack, the Midnight Rider, I'm the big guy, KG. I'll see y'all on Thursday. They'll see y'all tomorrow night for In the Passenger Seat. But we are out of here.